Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So, I wanted to do this quick plant and seed haul, and I'll just give you a quick backstory. We were in the Atlanta area this weekend, and so I have heard about this nursery. It's Pike's Nursery and Landscaping. I've heard about them before, but every time we were up there in the area, I never could get a chance to go there because it was either closed or we just had other things to do. But I meant this time I was going to go just to look inside, just to look, just seriously to look. So I talked my husband into just dropping me by there really quick, but we got done moving before time, so we had a little bit of time. Now, he gave me 10 minutes to go in there and look and come back. So I want you to comment below, how many minutes do you think I took to go in there and come out? What I will tell you is 10 minutes is like me just walking through the door, doing a quick look and coming out. So it was not 10 minutes. But I still did pretty good. Like, that's pretty good for me because normally when there is a new store that I haven't been in, I stay in there and I go up and down each aisle. But I knew that we had time limitations, so I think I did pretty good. So, y'all stick around to the end. I'll tell you how many minutes that I stay in the store. Definitely wasn't long enough, but I want to show you some of the things that I picked up because it is a beautiful place. You will really, I don't know, maybe it's something new for me. I really thought I was like in Wonderland or somewhere because it was so many varieties. Since we're here in a rural area, we don't get to see a lot of landscaping and garden centers like that. I'm quite sure many of you may have some in your area, but we don't. We don't, besides the one big box store, and then we have like a local garden center, but it does not offer as nearly as much as Pike's Nursery did. So let me go ahead and stop talking so I can get this done. And I just want to show you just a few things. I actually think I did pretty good. What I will say is the seeds, I didn't need maybe but like two of them. We're not going to go over all of them. I was trying to think about next year what I wanted to plant, and one thing that my mom likes is purple hull peas, and that was kind of hard for me to find, but I finally found some, so I definitely had to grab them. But I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you what we have. So let's go ahead and we'll get started with our seed and our plant haul. So I will make sure I put some footage in here. I just took some really quick videos of the place. So I will go ahead and kind of insert them in, very nicely laid out with different sections. They had a whole, oh gosh, I don't even know how long it was, just like with any type of pot that you wanted. And they actually had some pots on clearance, but I already knew, okay, I was going to push it if I came out with even more pots because I had just gotten a few clearance pots a few weeks ago. They were so beautiful and they were on sale. And I just didn't, sometimes you got to pick your battles. Take it from me, y'all. Take it from me. Sometimes you got to pick your battles. But when you walked in and you looked to the right, they had a whole wall, a long wall of botanical interest seeds. And not only did they have the wall, they had things under it, and they had like the little carousel. It was just so pretty. I don't think I was able to take a picture of that, but they had just about anything you could think you wanted. So I think these two little I think these two sets of seeds was good for me because I really just, y'all remember those shopping sprees where if you had a cart, you just want to go ahead and just take it and just dump it in the cart. That's really how I felt. But I was like, okay, you got to have some type of control in here. So if you have not gotten the Let Us Grow Together ebook, Your Guide to Growing Garden Fresh Lettuce, I am going to put the link in the description because we are growing lots of lettuce. This is the time for us and in early spring to grow lettuce. So if you didn't watch our patio container video where we planted lettuce, I will go ahead and make sure I link that video as well. But I'm going to walk around here to the table. They actually had a lettuce bowl with some holes in there, and I just thought it would be perfect to just grow a lettuce bowl right here on the patio table. And y'all know I said the cooler it gets, the redder it gets. It's like a mixed blend, and you can literally start harvesting these now as baby leaves. You just come in and cut, and they just keep growing. So that's how easy it is to grow lettuce. But we're taking you from beginning to end to growing garden fresh lettuce that you can enjoy. So you know I had to get all kind of varieties of different lettuce. Okay, so let me put the camera down. But again, I saw these pink eye purple hull peas, and this was one they had some online, different stores, but it was just kind of hard for me to find. So I found those. So we'll definitely be growing those next year. But we got different lettuce blends, and I just want y'all to see real quick how fast lettuce grows. Lettuce is one of those fast crops. We won't go through all of them, but this is the gourmet baby greens, 21 to 58 days. And the reason why they're like that is because you can start harvesting them as soon as they're like the baby size and kind of put them in there. So that's good. 20 to 35 days. We got apple blossom Swiss chard. And then we got some different mustard greens. But I also picked up some microgreens because we do grow microgreens inside of the house in our grow room, in our little grow station. So we do grow those. I haven't grown any in about the last 3 weeks, but that is a good, quick crop to grow. Love growing microgreens, and we just kind of cut them and we put them in our salad. Now, let's go over some of the vegetables that we got. Again, the purple hull peas, but we got just some buncheon onions. Look, y'all, more lettuce. I'm telling y'all, I can eat a salad every day. I wanted to try this chocolate flower. I've heard a lot about it, so I picked that up. It's a perennial, so I'll read about that. And they grow about 10 to 20 inches tall, but I wanted to grow it because it smells like chocolate. So that's always a good thing. When I don't need to eat chocolate, just go smell the plant. I had to get more calendula. We have been harvesting our seeds, but we use a lot of calendula in teas. We use them in different salves that we make. And this was another one online that was sold out quite a bit. So I picked up some more calendula, and then just some more lettuce. And then we picked up a herb, Mexican tarragon. And we can incorporate this, but let me show you the one that is new to me. So if any of you have ever grown this and tried this, let me know. How do you like it? This is Shiso Perilla, green and red. It is an annual, so we'll sow these probably next year. We'll start them inside at the beginning of the year, but this was something new, and it caught my eye because it was red and green. But it is it's also called Japanese basil. Y'all know how I love basil. I love all kinds of basil, and we probably grew too much in here. But I wanted to try this and see how it is. So if any of you have ever grown this, let me know, and let me know how you like it. Now let's go ahead and we'll get to the plants that we got. Because I need to water my flowers. I have been picking off so many worms. I got to do another application of BT. Lavender is one of those ones that I didn't think the worms would like. I know I'm getting off subject, but they have really been weighing in on my plants, and I'm literally picking them off of the leaves. They're getting pretty bold around here. Okay, so this is what we got. Because I was thinking more of a container garden for these right here. It was just such a beautiful color. I always see them, the conifers, a dwarf conifer. but it still gets big. But I always see these around the holidays. And I bought one before and it died. I'm not gonna lie, it died on me. So this one is struggling because we were doing a lot of turning and it turned over. So I'm gonna water this, but we're gonna put these as a thriller in one of our container gardens. We're gonna make like a container garden, and I thought that this would be good. Especially coming up to the holidays, to put this as the thriller. And then we have some tricolored sage that is so pretty. I mean, look at the variegated leaves on here. And then I was also reading where they call it tricolor because it gets a little purple tinge on the leaves as well. But it smells really good. It smells so good. You can use this as an ornamental, but you can also use it just like you use regular sage. So we got 2 of those because those are just so pretty to me. And then these, I want to get to this one back here. You always see these, but this one was one that I saw and it's kind of like new. So I was thinking like a Christmas container with this, because you know have your red and your green colors right here. So this is Hot Pops ornamental pepper, because they make like the little, you see like the little berries. Let me pull the tag out so you all can see. And they're deer resistance, but we don't have a real big problem with deer here. I bet they are resistant because they are hot, because it is a hot pepper. So we are going to try to grow this one in this container. So this is our thriller. This will be our filler. For some odd reason, it is so hard for me to find Creeping Jenny around here. So we'll probably go with another spiller. And then these right here, I always love them changing colors. We pretty much grow these every year. They're also the ornamental peppers as well. But they had some that were purple, and I did get a picture of that because I stood there for the longest trying to figure out which ones do I want. I knew I wanted this one right here, but I was like, do I want this one or do I want the purple one? Which one do I really want? So I ended up going with the traditional ones right here where they also turn red. But I think I did good. So let me tell you how long I stayed in the store. I told y'all I was given 10 minutes to go in there and look. And when I tell y'all I was walking fast, I was walking so fast. I was walking too fast. I know people were looking at me like, what is her problem? They had fountains in there. I'll flash a picture of the fountain that I really would like. I really would like that. But I ended up staying there about 40 minutes. That is like a record time for me, because if I were by myself, that would probably be like a 3-hour. I would say it would probably have to be like a 3-hour visit. So I did very good, and they were very reasonable as well, which I loved. And for those of you who are military, they did offer a military discount. I always ask people that everywhere I go. So they do offer a military discount. But this is our plant haul and our seed haul. We're going to go ahead. I'll come back as we get these planted up in containers and share with you how we incorporate them into the garden. I think I'm going to let the sage have its own planter because they are so pretty. And we may just kind of sit that somewhere up here where I need to clean off. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you share this video with your family and your friends. If you are not a subscriber, we would absolutely love to have you as a subscriber. So make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye-bye.